Welcome to Seriously Speaking. If you are planning to run for politics, whether in 2019 or years after that, there's one book that you should read. It was written by a young woman who's a law graduate, multiple law graduates, with a lot of scholarships and fellowships. And she wrote this book out of personal experience. And that personal experience is something that reads more or less like a comedy or a tragic comedy. But as we run down towards May 29, like we always do on this show, that we do everything politics, I've decided to give opportunity to those people who keep complaining, I can't run for politics, to hear from the horse's mouth, someone who's done it before, and will give you insights into it. I'll be right back on Seriously Speaking, if you don't go away. Yes, welcome back. I've given a little insight into her background, but the truth is, this young woman, if you see her on the street, you wouldn't believe the kind of power or the punch that she packs with her thoughts and her ideas. Her name is Aisha Osori. Guys smiling. It's nice to have you on this show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Aisha ran for the Abuja municipal, running under PDP in 2015.
Yes.
And then out of that experience came this book. Now this book, the title first of all catches you. It says, "Love does not win elections." Now, the cover says, this book is a baton. Those who are contemplating politics in Nigeria would do well to pick it up. That's a comment from Feyi Faweimi. And it took me a few hours to read this book. I laughed, I cried, But when you were writing it, what was your intention when you were writing this book?
My intention was multiple. To be honest, I mean, after running and losing the primaries, I went through a lot of emotions.
Just the primaries?
Just the primaries. Very. But I was traumatized by what I had learned because, I'd considered myself a fairly exposed and educated Nigerian, who knew about her society and how it worked. But what I learned was so alarming, I had to share it. So in writing the book, I was thinking, one, we never document anything in Nigeria. We don't write our own stories. We don't document our experiences. So let me do that for prosperity and for other people who might want to run. Two, I realized that we use information as a barrier. Just generally, we hoard stuff. And no sector of our public life is as opaque and dark as our politics. Like, what happens in there? Yeah, we hear rumors. So I wanted to take my experience out of the realm of rumors into mainstream. Let it be something that we know. And if people have other experiences, it will hopefully give them a chance to share this as well. And then third, I just wanted us to think about how our country is going and where the opportunities are for us to sort of get involved.
Make a difference.
Yes,
change.
Get involved.
Okay, the book is so graphic, right? I remember in one of the segments, you talk about standing when the elections were going on, and then the results were so bad. I mean, the distance between you and the person who won was so big. I would say, what happened to all those people
who said they loved me?
Yeah. And you have names, you have meetings that happened. Were you documenting this to write, or just documenting? I'm wondering. I was just documenting. The truth is, I'm an avid reader. Because you end up looking like you were a spy just to go there to come out and say, yes, this is what they do. This is what they did. No. I just wrote because I always keep a journal for years and years. I mean, sometimes I stumble across journals I wrote when I was 16, 17, and I laugh at who that person was and my ideas, so I've just always written. But the truth is, yes, I did think, because I've written for newspapers for years, I did think there would be something worthy to come out of this. But was it a book or just a series of articles? I didn't know, but yes. But did you really think you would win, though? From the beginning to the end? Well, in the beginning, no. I just thought, okay, let me get in there as CEO. I was CEO of Women's Trust Fund at that time, and I felt, okay, I'm telling other women to go and run, and I've never run. Let me go in there and, see what it's like so that I'm better able to advise women and young Nigerians. And then in the middle, I did think I could win. And the whole political economy is designed to make you think you can win. Because when you think you can win, you keep giving the money that they ask for because you're investing in this feeling that I can win. So, I mean, but you did say that the people made you think you could win, right? And then you decided to go on. But were you rich? The book says you had to be begging different people, eating humble pie. In fact, you describe humble pie as like eating wet newspapers. Eating humble pie to beg, Yeah. So, I mean, in all of that, what was the most striking thing for you that if you had known at the beginning, you probably wouldn't have entered or done differently? Well, honestly, it would be that I didn't know that there's a whole stakeholder, that there's a sector. Called stakeholder? Yeah, there's no way. We have political stakeholders who own the process. Honestly, if I'd known how deep-rooted these stakeholders are,
maybe what the Emir of Kano calls vested interest, if I knew that the vested interest in politics are so strong and so deep, I probably wouldn't have bothered. I would have felt, yeah, there's no point. But now that I've done it, I want other Nigerians, I want every Nigerian who wonders, what is wrong with this country?
So if you had seen, I think, the chairman in your local government, in your area, was in support of you, the chairman of the party.
Well, the former chairman of the party,
yes,
he had been the longest serving PDP chairman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he was in support of me. But he's part of the political economy. One child is working for the minister. One child has run for House of Reps himself and failed.
So he sacrificed you at the altar? Or?
Yeah, he would probably looked around and said, this is a dry one. You see, the PDP people all knew that they were going to support the incumbent anyway. So, but if nobody else comes out, how would they get anything
incumbent
out
on
of
your
it?
seat?
On my, yes.
Because at the national level,
mm-hmm.
it was already clear that the incumbent was going to run.
Yes.
So it brings me to this question, and as we run into 2019, people have criticized the whole idea of running elections and starting from the top. You're a lawyer, you're a Harvard, you're an Eisenhower fellow. You're a Harvard law graduate, you have practiced in America and in Nigeria.
Sure.
Is this an anomaly? And is this one of the problems that we have?
What, that we want to start at the top?
Yes.
It could be. We could say that it's an anomaly. We could look at the trajectory of other popular politicians around the world. But at the same time, you say, where did Fashola start? Did he start at State Assembly before he became governor? He didn't. Do you understand? So the truth is our politics doesn't make sense. We are the ones that are going to have, yes, it doesn't. Because the truth is there's no trajectory. If you look at local government, so they tell young people, and this is why I always tell young people, beware when you hear old people say, go and start at local governments. I say, ask them, how many local governments have had elections? They don't hold elections in local governments. Many of our states are run by caretaker committees. Some states have not had local government elections for 8 years. So when they tell you go and start at local level, what are they telling you? That's one. Two, if your parties are not transparent, in the sense that you don't know who your members are, you don't know who your fellow members are, there's no visibility, how do you engage? If your party primary processes are not clear and unfair, as I pointed out in my book, then what are they telling you to do? There's no competition. What we have in politics in Nigeria today is an anointment process, is a call process. So you're not wanted. Yeah, it's your turn, or you look like us. You're one of us, you maintain the status quo. So yeah, come and do your turn. So how do you tell people to compete in that kind of thing, in a fair,
what about
transparent...
the choice of party that you choose? Because for you, for example, I found it funny that it was either APC or PDP, and suddenly you found yourself, okay, just do PDP. So it means there's no difference.
There really isn't. I mean, is there? Half of the people in APC today were PDP people. In fact, some of the strongest people in APC today used to be PDP people. Whether it's the governor of Kaduna State, whether it's our current Senate presidents, they're all PDP people, but now they're card-carrying members of APC. And when you say, what's the ideology? When you were in PDP, what was your ideology? What did you believe in? And now they're in APC. What has changed? What's your new ideology? They won't be able to tell you. The ideology is power and access to government money and patronage. That's what runs this country. And the sooner the rest of us realize that and start seeing how we can struggle, it will be a struggle. Fight to take back our country. We'll be complaining years from now. Our children will be complaining years from now.
Some people will wonder, though, that you are writing this book because you want them to notice you and probably give you a position. Because you said you weren't going to run again.
No, I don't want to run again. At least not under the current party structures. But there is a dreamer in me, there's a romantic in me that thinks maybe enough of us will be frustrated with the way parties are. And I'm seeing that. I see very strong restiveness now, at least on social media and amongst young people. People are saying PDP and APC are the same. So that's what has born the third force, the red card movement that's actually launching soon by Obi Ezekwesili and her people. There's also something called NIM. So there are all sorts of forces coming together to say, you know what, we're beginning to realize that our politics is not working for the majority.
Not the way it is.
Yes, but one thing that I think is still lacking is a strong people's party. One thing I ask people is go and try and join a party. You see how hard it is. Not the new parties, obviously. The new parties want members. But try and join an APC or PDP. You find that it's almost impossible. Why? They don't want you. They have their own stakeholder network, and they see you as an outsider coming in to poison and dilute. And you'll be wondering, in the 21st century, why don't parties want to be able to say, we have X number of members, it's verifiable, it's auditable, and we raise X amount of money? They prefer the system where the parties have no money and they have to rely on godfathers and the governors to fund. And he who pays the piper dictates the tune.